These are the 5 lessons I learned from last season.
These are the 5 lessons I've learned.
Don't go on every stalk. This is in regards to an archery antelope hunt I did last year with Brady up in Montana. And antelope's one of those animals that you go hunting, you see a lot of antelope and you can definitely go on a lot of stalks. The lesson I learned from that is maybe it's not the best idea to go on 20 stalks a day and wear yourself out before actually a good opportunity comes and you end up messing up that stalk. That's my first lesson I learned. Don't go on every stalk, especially when antelope hunting and you have more than enough opportunities throughout the week. Being better prepared for the hunt. This has to do with the gear preparation. I tend to procrastinate a lot and I usually don't have my gear ready until like the day of the hunt, and that kind of bit me in the a couple times this year where I forgot like my stabilizer for my bow one time. So just something that I've learned from this hunting season is being better prepared and having all my gear laid out a week before the hunt. So then every time I walk by it, I can look at it, see something, and then something comes up to me that maybe if I'm missing or not. Keep your eyes up. You tend to be looking down at your feet a lot, especially when you're doing a stalk. And just walking around generally, a lot of people look down just because you don't want to trip, and it's just the habit a lot of people have to look down. But trusting yourself and your feet and keeping your eyes up, you'll usually spot more game before they see you. And especially on a stalk, you know, you're always looking down, making sure you don't step on twigs and sticks and making noise. But one thing that I learned and something that has helped me out going on some of these stalks this year is instead of looking at my feet all the time, it's just keeping my eyes up and trusting myself more than looking down and then having the game see me before I see them. And that's kind of something I've learned throughout this year. So this is kind of a two-parter. Shooting my weapon more and becoming more familiar with it, and then being aggressive during the time where you need to choose whether or not to shoot or not. I think being more familiar with your weapon no matter what is always going to help you out. Something that I'm not super familiar with is shooting my rifle, and it's something that I've had to practice a lot just to get more familiar with doing that. Missed. Shot archery my whole entire life, so just getting more familiar with that and being able to do that quicker. So there's a couple opportunities I missed this year where, you know, I was down on the gun, but everything was just a step slower and wasn't able to get on that animal in time to shoot it. So just being more familiar with your weapon before your hunt and practicing as much as possible. So in that time of truth, it's just muscle memory that takes over, and usually that'll help you out better. And then kind of the second part to that, just being more aggressive when that time comes. Trust your ability in making that shot, make a decision fast, and be aggressive. Be in better physical condition. I'm not saying I'm in bad physical condition, I work out, but there are some hunts that I did this year that were pretty grueling, backcountry hunts where you're carrying a lot of weight. And a lot of my conditioning that I've been doing basically is just running. I used to lift back in high school, and it's something that I got away from and just kind of ran and thought I was in good enough shape. As I get older, and I'm still not that old, but as I get older, I can start to feel, you know, maybe not lifting weights is coming back to bite me a little bit on these type of backcountry hunts where it requires you to be physically fit. And especially in my situation where I'm not very flexible, just having that extra flexibility out there in the field can pay off in the long run, especially in recovery for your body. So just after doing a lot of these hunts and realizing, you know, I'm not as young as I used to be, maybe I should start stretching more, I should start lifting weights more. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but I think just adding that into my my routine that I do right now, which is basically cardio and running, just adding in a little bit of weightlifting and stretching to help me in the long run. And so hopefully I can hunt till I'm 70 years old. That's just something I've been thinking of, and it's a good lesson that I learned this year, and hopefully I can implement that for next year.